It's been a minute. See if this is working. I don't even know what today is. I got like 3 calendars in my room. Hello, hello, hello. I need to start like moving it around. Whatnot. All right. I believe that it is working. We're here for episode 2 in our Brooklyn Nets series on NBA 2K25. We had a longer and loaded first episode. We made lots of trades to put together the duo of Zion Williamson and Bam Adebayo in Brooklyn. Is it realistic? I would say half of it is. The other half might be realistic, Doesn't really matter. We've had a lot happen this week. We've had a lot happen today. Today was a very productive day, and tonight was very fun. Lots of good wrestling and basketball on. Hopefully you enjoyed your day. Now, I will say this. My plan, as of right now, is to have a video on the channel every day this week. Because the week after, the whole month, really, I got a lot going on, mainly the week after. So I don't know what my schedule will look like then, but I try to squeeze in videos when I can. So that's why I'm going ahead and doing this video. I said that this series might be weekly, might be once a month. We just don't really know. But this episode is the trade deadline episode. We're days away from it on here. In real life, we're like less than 2 weeks away. Here, we're a week away, so we're a bit ahead of schedule. But I will be making a trade, because I really want to improve our backup power forward position. And the trade that I have lined up for us, because I feel because more than likely the title of the video is going to be trade deadline. I feel I can't really have the title of the video be trade deadline without doing a trade. Even though the last episode saw a lot of them, but you get the gist. So I will be playing this Houston Rockets game, because the Houston Rockets here is, if you watched the last episode, now are the home of Jimmy Butler. So that will be interesting to see. Where's the men? That sucks for them, because Evan Thompson is out with injury. But it is what it is. So, as of right now, our rotation is Brogdon, Vassell, McDaniels, Zion, Bam, D'Lo, DiVincenzo, Zaire, Noah Clowney, and Naz Reid. Noah Clowney has had a good year in real life, but on 2K, it's not really the case. The most points in games, Fox this year. This is actually good numbers. He hasn't even played that lot. He played 15 minutes, got 9 points. Good for him. So the trade I plan on making, like I said, might be regrettable down the line, but I'm willing to kick the rocks on it a bit. That's a good proficiency for now. We're trading away our expiring contracts to take on a long-term contract. So this is what makes it probably regrettable, but he is an experienced power forward in the league. And that is going to be this first trade where we get Caleb Morton to be our backup power forward. And we're getting Andre Drummond, who, to be honest, on 2K kind of has a lot of value. And to be fair, we're going to shop Caleb Morton as well. And if we get that improvement that I'm seeking, then I might go for it, because he's got 4 years. It says 3, he got 4 years, because he got a player option that he might pick up. And in the sense of 2K, this might be a tradable contract now or later, But worst case scenario, I'm willing to try it for the rest of the season. And for Drummond, worst case scenario, he might stay. We might get some picks, second round picks back. We shall see. But getting rid of our expiring contracts to bring in Caleb Morton, who had crazy games from the Miami Heat in the playoffs. And we kind of got a Miami Heat reunion with him and Bam. I don't think we have anybody else in the Heat, because we just traded away Josh Richardson. Which, to be fair, the guys we just traded away, I didn't even really plan on playing. So seeing if Caleb Morton, I'm not giving up any of my picks now. So that is kind of the important thing to note there. Now, there was one trade that happened that I saw that happened that I don't know if it happened. I said it happened like 5 times right there. Before or after the last video had ended. And it involves the Warriors. Because the guy that I would have really liked for this was Derrick Jones Jr. And the Warriors traded Dennis Schroeder for Derrick Jones Jr. So it's a bit more, not the top thing to really trade for him. We could get Bronny, and then maybe LeBron in the offseason. And Drummond was on the Lakers before. Paul Reed, I would like Paul Reed on the team. Bro, I think that dead ass might be the trade we make here. I'm not even against it. I don't think we're going to get anything else more valuable. Bring Drummond back to Detroit. I'm for it. So Drummond is now returned into Detroit. And we're getting Paul Reed in a second round pick. Now, I will say this. They have Duren, Kelly Olynyk, and Isaiah Stewart. So they don't really need all of this, but I think that they should go out and make a move for Brandon Ingram here and in real life. I don't think it'll happen in real life, or to be honest, here for that fact. So they don't really need Drummond, but they're also giving up, they didn't really need to trade for Kelly Olynyk. That's kind of the main issue here. If they didn't trade for Kelly, then trade for Drummond would be fine. But, I'm going to try to be an asshole and get 2 more seconds and see what they say. I'm not giving up a first, but I will take a second away. I'm not giving up a more valuable first. So we'll go with the original trade. And now we're just going to go through this again. And so in the next video in this series, in this video, we're probably simming to the All-Star break. And then the next episode, I definitely have circled that Detroit matchup because I'm interested in playing that team. So this video, we're definitely playing the Rockets and probably simcast this Heat game and might play this Sixers game just depending on what their roster looks like. And then we'll simulate to right here, February 19th. So now if I look, because I'm very curious, it's not the biggest deal. We got 1 second round pick back. I would really like Marvin Bagley on this team, and we could have already got him. If it was Keegan Murray, I would have freaking jumped out on that in a heartbeat. Peyton Watson is not really the worst case scenario, but Zeke Naji is kind of a Caleb Martin situation where that contract is just questionable. Look, this is a great value for us, but I'm not gonna do it. I'm interested to see because the Knicks. I'm not gonna try to talk that damn highly about the Knicks because they play my Grizzlies next, but I'm interested to see if they do Cat and Mitchell Robinson minutes. It's an interesting thing that could happen there because we saw how Cat played with Rudy. Sometimes it worked, sometimes it didn't. But on here, OG is out for a month with a broken elbow, or an injured elbow at least. So, I'm alright with keeping Caleb Morton for now. Noah Clowney will be on our bench. Drake Whitehead. We don't plan on playing. So, we'll see. It's going to be a testament. We'll see how things go now. Where is Caleb Morton? There he is. I like to have this, or I'm very organized. I like to be organized with this. So it's not like Nadri is the 10th man in our rotation. He's just the backup center. That's why he's there. Now I will do something crazy, just because I'm curious. I put Nas Reed, D'Lo, and can we get an all-star back? Technically, yes to that. If I take Caleb Martin out and do D'Lo and Reed, I don't plan on trading these guys away. I just want to see where value add is for certain players. Malik Monk would be an interesting get for our team. Especially because I didn't know who our shooting guard was for a moment, but it's Devin Vassell. I would love Tom Lord on this team, but actually interesting that Naz Reid is a lower overall than Tom Lord. Jeremy Grant. It is extremely weird, but Jeremy Grant has not been in the playoffs since the bubble when he played for the Nuggets, but it's kind of what he signed up for. So now we're about to play the Houston Rockets. We're going to put on retro jerseys, and I'll be kind to them and put on retro jerseys for them as well. So they employ Jimmy Butler on here. Now, in real life, I'm a Grizzlies fan, and more rumors have came out over Jimmy. Because I want to wear red, white, and blue, that's what I'm not giving them. About Jimmy and the Grizzlies. And I am a little confused, mainly due to. So here's where my confusion lies. I love these jerseys here. I have a KD one of these jerseys. I need to talk very loudly because they're going to play this menu music that I don't know how to turn off. Okay, this is not that bad. I thought they were going to do like the locker room thing. I don't know how to cut this music off. It's not the biggest deal. And if it was a big deal, I would have got like marked on my last video. It's been a minute since I've played this. We got a lot of red here. Don't like that, really. Glad that did not go in. So, the Grizzlies are interested in Jimmy Butler for a Kawhi Leonard type rental, to where if he comes back, it's not the biggest deal. Which, to be fair for the Raptors, if they didn't win that title and Kawhi didn't come back, it would have been a big deal, you know? Because they gave away their franchise guy to get him, where Kawhi in 1 year solidified himself as their franchise guy by getting the title, and they're appreciative of it. Which I also think you need to take like kind of that to a consideration. Granted, I don't think the Grizzlies are giving away any of their franchise guys to get Jimmy. So there's some similarities, some differences. But here's my thing. Jimmy wants the money, which by this point is kind of obvious. Now, we've seen how he's played for Miami when he's played. Bro, we need Bam to be a beast. I hate when those stupid-ass shots go in. But it's kind of Jalen Green's game. I love when our super-ass shots go in. Regardless. So, here's my question. The main reason the Grizzlies want to clear up cap space to sign Jaren to a big deal in the offseason, which I understand and definitely think that should be our top priority. One of our top priorities, if not our top priority. But Jaren's got a year left on his deal. Now, I know how the second apron works, but I'm not the biggest fan of the idea. But if Jimmy, because people keep looking at it as a 1-year rental, where with Jimmy in the offseason, we would probably sign and trade him, or he would just leave straight up, which is so many teams are scared, in quotations, to trade for Jimmy because he can leave in the offseason and then they get nothing for him. But how many teams, I was trying to pass at McDaniels, it wouldn't let me. But we do have a mismatch. Bam, get in the paint. Kind of realistic, not going to shoot. Regardless. So, what I don't get, there's a lot of things. Because there's a lot of freaking rumors going around, and I'm just confusing myself more. Here's my thing. Hypothetically, if the Grizzlies traded for Jimmy, and he picked up his player option for around $50 million. I don't know the exact amount, but it's very close to his amount now. Why would that be an issue or a problem? That would kind of be the best solution for us, I feel, is if he picked up the player option and stayed an extra year. I know that he wants the long-term money, but just looking at the teams with cap space now, it would be a huge risk. It would be a huge risk playing for our team now and, him not having a great run or getting injured, which is the main scare. I also feel, and, I'm just going to throw this out there as a joke, but y'all know my saying. Behind every joke's a little bit of truth. I know he hates Paul George because I feel that he looked at him and the Paul George situation is very similar, and he should have never left Philly. Philly should have kept him. They should have prioritized him a lot more than Tobias Harris. I did not think that team with Al Horford and Josh Richardson was going to be that good, even though at the top, because Josh Richardson was coming off probably his best year that year. So I can give them that a bit of credit. But I just looked at that Sixers team that year as pretty messed up, and it also did not help them. Jimmy went to the finals that year, led his team to the finals. If he was with Philly, he wouldn't be the leader or the main guy. It would be in B, but like 1A, 1B situation maybe. Regardless, he is hoping for, if he does not get sent to Phoenix, he would be hoping for a Paul George situation to where his current team's not going to give him money, and there's a team out there that is desperate and needs to add that guy to help that team get over the hump, and they clear their way to get the money, which with Philly, they cleared their way to get the money, and then boom. But, again, that was a perfect situation. Him and Philly would desperately want him back, If Paul George's contract wasn't so big, I think Miami would probably take Paul George and one-ish guy. I don't really think they have that many picks. They probably got at least one pick. If Paul George, his contract wasn't that long, I think boom, bam, and he would have been satisfied there. Even though I don't think that constant change really helps out teams. I'm going to talk about Philly for a minute because going into the offseason and when they signed Paul George, I'm like, this was the thing they had to do. They had to add a guy. I was on that route and saying that. And they didn't really have anything to trade away that would have been enticing to other teams to add a guy. So, for instance, Brandon Ingram, they didn't really have anything for the Pelicans that would have interested them to give up Ingram and that be the third guy there in Philly, And when you looked at the free agents, I was kind of hoping LeBron went there and LeBron would have been enticing, but L.A. did everything LeBron wanted. They drafted his son and hired J.J. Redick, which is, again, a bit hilarious that LeBron created a podcast with J.J. Redick, and the Lakers like, we'll make him our head coach. And I'm a bit mad at it because I love J.J. Redick's other podcasts where he interviews players, and I still listen to it. But it's like J.J. helped the podcast because he had the connections and related because he's the basketball player. But that's just, he did what he wanted to do. He wanted to be a coach. Got no problem with it. Fine, dandy, boom, bam. But back to it. Jimmy is hoping for a Paul George situation to open up. And as of right now, with Philly, it was kind of predictable because we knew they obviously didn't add anybody they added Buddy Hield at the deadline, but, they needed to get another guy there. I didn't think it was going to work, and the way that it's going right now, kind of right, because they're just too similar. They're either always hurt, and I'm talking about Paul George, Embiid, and just Philly in general. They're either too hurt or get to the playoffs, and the lights are too bright, and there might be the one. Well, Paul George, he is very much, I'm not going to say clinging on, but at least he has that 2021 run where he helped the team out and got him to the conference finals for the first time. So I'm not going to act like Paul George is ass because historically he is not. But it's just if you look at their timelines and trajectory, very, very similar on a lot of things. And I just didn't think that adding something so similar would help it out. And with Jimmy, he's a bit of the opposite where he has one bad in the last 5 years. He has one bad playoff run, which was the same year. Let's go through this. We're going through this. The bubble. Heat go to the finals, but Jimmy didn't have enough help. I also want people, when they talk about the finals, to realize, like, Bam and Dragic did not play the first game, and I think the second game, which I think changes a lot. Is it going to change the whole series? No. Lakers probably still win, but would have made it a little bit more entertaining. That year, the Clippers just do absolutely terrible in the bubble, and Paul George hits the shot off the side of the backboard. Now, what gets forgotten is the next year, the Heat don't do so well and get swept by the Bucks. And I feel because what Jimmy and the Heat did afterwards, it kind of null and voids it, but it happened. Where Paul George, he led his team to the conference finals, and he didn't have enough help because his main guy there, Kawhi, was out with injury. Okay, Caleb Martin's missed one open shot. You know, he just got here literally today, so we're not going to be too harsh, but I kind of wanted one to go in. Okay, that was a nice shot. Jimmy's hearing me talk about him so much. And then the next year, the Heat are the 1 seed, which people rely on the last finals run. And it's this league, I will be honest, and this is life in general, but when we talk about sports, it's very much what have you done for me lately. So it's kind of understandable. But, like, that year, the Heat were the 1 seed. People talk about, like, the Heat teams are always underwhelming and whatnot. That team was the 1 seed and went to a Game 7 last shot against the Celtics. Now, it was a crazy shot. Could have went in. Obviously, if that does, it changes a lot about the NBA we know now. But it didn't go in. And then the next year, the Heat are the 8th seed just because of regression and whatnot. But Jimmy created I think that's the year playoff Jimmy, you know, that narrative was creative and whatnot. Kind of needed. I would prefer we get a new name for that as well. I'm glad that didn't go in because I know I deadass left him open, but I'd rather do that than give Sengun an easy mismatch. I will admit that the audio is very... I don't know how it is for y'all, but hearing the crowd barely and the players barely, it is interesting, but I'd rather barely hear them and y'all could hear me talking than not. What else is there? So this is my main question. How would it affect the Grizzlies money-wise if Jimmy gets traded there and accepts his player option and he stays for next season? Because Jaren's contract, I don't think would kick in until the year after, where it would really help us if Jimmy's not on the books. And I know that he wants to get traded to a team he can stay with long term. Hey, Jimmy, just take a discount. You know, you've made a lot. I'm not going to tell anybody how much money they should make, but my whole thought process on this whole thing and the NBA in general, but this is kind of, you know, it's highlighted here. This modern NBA, you either want to win or you want to make money. You could say both, but what you do obviously shows a lot. And most people that are able to do both normally win first and then they make their money. And I go through, like, Jaylen Brown, Jason Tatum, Steph Curry, Jokic. Embiid is the one that's, like, on the top of the list of, like, guys that are, like, highest paid but have not won. And guess what? He, outside of LeBron, has probably been the most criticized guy out of the, like, last 5 years. And even with LeBron, it's not really criticism. It's just kind of, you know, hatred, you know, I feel. But either win, it's easier to make the money as well than it is to win. So I kind of want the whole saga to be done with. We'll see what happens with it, obviously, as Brogdon is having himself a very productive and good game. So shout out to him. Wanted to point that out. Don't really know if there's anything else to discuss. All-star starters is what it is. Okay, I a lot. I've been leaving out a lot of their guys open. I will admit that, but I'm trying to see who can make and who will make. I was supposed to be a pump, but it went in, so I ain't going to complain. Bring in DiVincenzo, who is out in real life, so. And I know we got an interesting game going on here. Not a lot of defense. That went in. And what's crazy is I couldn't even see the. If I shoot in that corner, I can't see the shot meter because that's where like my microphone setup is. So you know, I was just guessing there. Very close. I can never time it enough to where I get the shot off and immediately go to Simcast. So we got to go through this. This music, la la la. Is there anything else to talk about? I feel like I'm forgetting something. I wouldn't have minded streaming AHS Plays UFC 5 Part 3. But if y'all have been watching and keeping up with the series, I've been putting together like a series of notes for it to hype up every fight. And I don't really feel like doing that right now. And I didn't feel like doing it before streaming. So that is why I've delayed that. I was reading just now a WNBA news that a three-team trade was proposed that would have sent Kelsey Plum to the LA Sparks. But it was denied. Or I don't even know if it was denied or not. I didn't read that much with it. I've already lost it. I thought it was NBA related, so that's why I was so enticed with it. But, you know, it's trade season everywhere, I guess. That bothered the hell out of me. That bothered me a little bit more than it does the bouncing. Bro, alright. So here's the other thing. I wouldn't have minded doing a Miami Heat. Like, we traded away Jimmy, and then I was the Miami Heat. Khalil Ware, shout out to him. I was high on him going into the draft. So I'm glad to see that he's getting minutes now and recognition. Kind of upset that happened. I'm very upset that happened. Not the Khalil Ware, that play. But bam. Look at this, 6 and 8. That is not good. We're going to try to get him a double-double at least. But, you know, I was saying earlier, it's like 50-50. Pairing Bam and Zon together. Okay, I don't know what the hell I did wrong there. I tried to foul. It didn't work. I'm going to call a timeout. We're letting them get a little bit too much momentum. I'm going to see. We're going to do something here. Because I realized that I could cut the volume down here. Is that the PA volume, the sound that I hear? It is. All right. I wonder if that is also the menu music as well. So Bam has a 94 stamina right now, which I don't personally believe, but so we have to believe. DiVincenzo. Zaire. This is going to be a messed up lineup, but stamina is what I'm really focused on right now. I'm bringing Caleb Martin back in, and then we'll bring the starters in with about 3 minutes left. This is a very messed up lineup, I know. Zinnery. Bit hilarious. Just need a rebound. That is a foul. Do we get free throws for that? I don't think so. This is another thing. Because I talk about how much I like the throwback Nets uniforms and whatnot. I could potentially make a custom court. Logo, not so much. I will say this, because you could go through and like edit every team's logo and whatnot, and they have secondary logos for teams. For some reason, the Nets don't apply to that. All these other teams have secondary logos, and some teams had more. Like Philly's got like 3 or 4. The Nets, not really. They had one, and it was just the Nets spelled out. Where this one, the issue is just a basketball with a B on it, So it's not the most fluidity towards it. It's also a black and white basketball where I'm trying to make it like red, white, and blue. So I could make a custom logo. I'm a bit too lazy and don't really know how to make one that interesting. So there's a chance that I customize the court. The uniforms I probably wouldn't mess with, but I tested it out. It's not a confirmed decision made. No way. Got it. I didn't have to put the shot up. That was supposed to go to McDaniels. I didn't feel like passing it again, so that's why I shot it. Okay. So remember the starters back in. I wanted to line up in with the energy, so that's why this crazy lineup was put in. I'm selling. Bad. But I ain't calling another time. Oh, I'm going to wait for them to foul me. What is Nas Reed's energy at right now? I don't even want to see. Okay. Thank you, Jimmy. Heard me. And it's his first foul. There we go. So here's the thing. Jimmy does not go to the rim. He does his mid-range shot. So I get prepared for him to be at the rim. So that's why I'm always jumping up and then nowhere near him. McDaniels, corner shot specialist. Set shot specialist. I'm calling it corner shot. Oh, there we go. Stealer of the ball. Dunk. I knew the moment I was going to say dunk or something messed up was going to happen. Layer upper of the ball. That time around, I tried to go to it. Okay, we got the rebound. Zahn has a double-double. Doesn't really have enough time to get a triple-double. Messed up shot put up. Is that our coach? Yeah. Jody Fernandez. Shea with 55, which the other night, he had at least 50. I don't know how much he had the other night exactly. All right. We're just going to sim to the end and hope that nothing. If we lost, that, So don't really me. Jimmy was their top guy. Which, that's really what. Bro, we had way too many turnovers. How many were my fault? Let's go to the first quarter. 2. We got 1, 2, 3, 6. DiVincenzo. 7, 9. 12, 13, 14. I just skipped over. All right, we got way too many turnovers. If I get over 10, that's not good. But we won by double digits. We're the 11th seed. I don't really want to look at seeding that much. We're going to sim to here. We'll see if any other trades are made before the deadline. And then we'll see where we're at after that. Did they beat the Kings in real life, or is that us? I think that was us. Yeah, we haven't got to January 27th in real life. We won over the Rockets again. Exactly what you don't want to happen happened. And this is just going to be the trials and tribulations that we have this series. So, what do we need to do? I want to try out McDaniels at power forward. Might not be the best, but we'll see. I think Paul Reed I'm willing to give minutes as our backup power forward and Caleb Martin as our backup small forward. Zaire, I'm expecting you to step up as our starting small forward. So Brogdon has been doing what he's tired. So I was going to give him 30 minutes. We're going to stick at 25 because he's freaking tired at 25. Vassell, Zaire. I probably could have started DiVincenzo, move Vassell to small forward, but I've already made my decision, and I don't want to completely ruin our bench defense. So we're going to move Paul to backup power forward. We're probably going to make a signing, a free agent signing, which in real life I don't really advise that much because a lot of these people that are free agents right now, I played basketball all year. But when push comes to shove, you got to try something. So Paul Reed goes up 1. So right now, we're Brogdon, Vassell, Zaire, Jaden McDaniels, bam. This is, again, bam. This is going to definitely be your time to step up now. We need you to step up now. D'Lo, DiVincenzo, Caleb Martin, Paul Reed, Naz Reid, Clown Lee, Derek White. I'm going to call him Derek Whitehead. Now we're going to look at the free agent market because we don't really have anything to trade away besides Derek Whitehead, which I'm not too enticed to make, that big of a, trade, I will look. I will look. Chris Duarte made all NBA rookie team over Zaire, and I was very heated when that happened. This is actually a good trade, but I'm not going to do it because I traded Kevin Love to, you know what? This is actually I don't think the Thunder would do this trade in real life. Maybe they would to clear up $3 more million. I don't really think, again, they would do it in real life. I can get Derrick Jones Jr., who I was aiming for earlier. And they get way younger. I'm not get 10 years difference. Do I do this? And I'm getting a first. I'm only going to do it because I more than likely would play Kenrich Williams than Derek Whitehead. That being said, for now, I want to test out the lineup that I put forth before we use Kenrich Williams, even though he'd probably help us a lot more. So we'll put him right here. We're still going to make a signing. Now, will it be Robert Covington? Probably. Now, I want to look at these contracts because everybody except for Brogdon and D'Lo and Naz Reid are on contract. Zaire asks for a little bit too much for my liking, so we'll see if that lowers down. But if he balls here in the starting lineup, this is the game that you would want to win. You wanted to win against the Wizards, and it ultimately ended up screwing us. Now, injury report. I'm I'm going to end up going through the whole freaking league before I get to see. All right. Let me just go through. Peyton Pritchard might not win 6th Man of the Year now. This is probably the biggest one because he's out for a month. The Magic were fully healthy. Both Thompson twins are out at the same time, too, which sucks. Wemby is out for 2 weeks. So it's not that long. All right. Looking at free agents. I don't really know of one. Who is like our... Robert Covington would probably be my go-to. But I don't really know if he helps us that much. Lamar Stevens, shout out. He did well for the Grizzlies, his short stint there. I would want to see if they have that listed here. I actually enjoyed Lamar Stevens on the Grizzlies. So, until it is like Lamar is probably our top option, but until it's needed. Chemezi Met, too, I'm not that against as well. So, Justice Winslow, shout out. He was on the Grizzlies and the Heat. I really liked him on the Heat. When he was on the Grizzlies, he did nothing. But around the league, that was our trade. And I mainly did that strictly. We got the better player and the pick. So that is the main reason I did that trade. Nothing really that dramatic outside of the Dennis Schroeder for Derrick Jones Jr. trade. So we're going to go ahead and go through the trade deadline. Bro, I would not be that against that. In real life. On here, obviously not. I don't think that Jaren would give up number 13, though. So we're just going to go through and simulate this game. I should have went through and picked our jerseys. That way we had some good jerseys on, but I think I worry a little bit too much about that, and I worry a little bit too much about this game because we dominated with deloading, and the Nets dominated. So we'll have to see what he did exactly. So D'Lo stepped up. Where is Zaire? Almost had a double-double. I'd like to see him be 5 of 10, but it's just his first game. A little bit too many turnovers. We got 10, and 10 was my mark, so I'm not going to have my head spinning. Players didn't play too many minutes. I'd like them in the 30-minute range once they get to the 40-minute stamina, all that crap. No, over wearing whatnot. As Bam played against his old team again, the second time in a shortened stint. We'll simcast this Hornets game and then play the Sixers game and then wrap the video up because we'll go through All-Star Weekend, but I don't think any of our players should be involved, to my knowledge. Because I'm trying to think, do we even have any rookies or sophomores? As this is completely silent. Okay, now the volume is going. Do we have any rookies or sophomores? I don't think that we do. Brogdon, Vassell. I would be interested if Clowney makes it. I don't like saying Noah Clowney. I don't like saying his last name because I have to emphasize the clown part. Or I at least do. I don't really have to. I was going through the lineup. Brogdon, Vassell. I don't think we have anybody involved. Don't think we need to be that enticed by the game. As we do win it by double digits, or very close to double digits. Brogdon again. He's trying to get that bag. He's trying to get it back. I don't really know the definition of a bag in the NBA. Bro, we're getting way too many turnovers. You know, I ain't even talking about money anymore. Too many turnovers. 5 by one guy. When Brogdon, like, for the longest time was very good. And his team was very good at not turning the ball over. As this is a massive matchup. Another team that is in the play-in scenario with us. I like their city jerseys this year. I like their core a lot more than their jerseys. Now, I should be very technical with this and take Jared McCain out, but I'm not. I'll be generous. We're going to wear our black statement unis with White Sox. You know what? We're actually going to give them blue. Sleek blue everything here. And then we'll go all white accessories. How far are we into this video? We should be about 30-ish minutes. We're 50 minutes. That's actually insane. A lot of my videos go a lot longer than they should, but it doesn't bother me that much. I don't think it bothers y'all that much as well. A three-team proposed trade that would send Joel Lloyd to the Aces, Kelsey Plum to the Sparks, and assets to the Storm is the potential first domino to fall. So it didn't fall through yet. So there's still a chance that it happens. Okay. I can see how the turnover issue keeps happening. That was a block. Because the commentator said, denied. I was kind of hoping Bam went to the rim, could have gave him the ball, but could have ended up in a turnover, still got the 2 points. Got the 2 points again and a foul. Brogdon, glad that I went out of the way to get him. He was a top priority. He's paying off thus far. And I don't know if he'd be happy or not being out of Washington, but he's doing well. So I thank him for that. I have a Malcolm Brogdon. Actually, don't. I was about to lie to y'all. I remember for the longest time I had a Malcolm Brogdon auto card in my watch history on eBay several years ago, and I keep thinking that I got it, but I don't think that I definitely didn't get the one that was in my watch history, but I feel I have like a cool Brogdon card I was going to try to talk about, but I don't remember. Cards and Funko Pops with me very, very, very much start to blend in now. Put him in a block, but Jerry McCain's done well all year, so I don't understand why it wasn't. So his most contested shot goes in. Now, did I go after Maxey there? Yes, because I was trying to get him in a second foul. But it did not work as much as I'd like it to. Okay, that one's bad defense by me. Very physical game here. This will be a very physical game. As they already called timeout, we'll take it. As I slurp on my diet soda. John, my diet you spilt my diet soda. Royal Rumble next weekend. Extremely excited. The good thing about the Royal Rumble this year is you don't really know who's going to win either men's or women's Rumbles. I will say I say this every year. I don't expect that many surprises. It's hard to keep a surprise in wrestling anymore, That's thing one. Thing two, it's just they have such a loaded roster, and they like focusing on that a little bit more, that they don't really add that. And a lot of like the surprise entrances in the modern era have been like NXT entries, and to a casual audience, they want the legend. They want to pop for the legend. So we'll see what happens. I also feel there's probably a lot of people already announced already, which I don't know off the top of my head everybody. But my pick is probably John Cena. As that was definitely not the shot I was going for. Kind of wish he would have backed into it a little bit more, but can't change it now. Oh. Maxie is not having a good game thus far, but it has just started. A lot of time left. Don't like how Embiid got in front of me. So we get a Zaire 3 off. I don't know why he can't finish at the rim anymore. We're going to have to work on that. A lot of them that I've been trying have been a little bit too far from the rim. That one should have went in 100%. There we go. They're about to put out a crazy-ass lineup, I can tell, because they're bringing in Paul Reed first. So I'm going to imagine he's going to be at power forward and McDaniels at small forward, with Bam still in. Okay, I did go for the reach, but there's no reason I would have went. If I was guarding it in real life, I would have went that high on the arm. I would have went low for the ball, because that's where the damn ball is. I would say we're stat pad, but not even really. I did slack for a second and gave up a 3. I'm gonna keep Brogdon in. We're keeping as long as Maxey's in. We're keeping Brogdon in. Let's do it that way. As they make a change and probably take Maxey out. This is something I was thinking about. Speaking of the Royal Rumble, I know a lot of y'all people watching this might not care about wrestling, but I was thinking of this. We've had a lot of good WWE title matches at the Royal Rumble. This year should be no exception with KO and Kevin, or KO and Kevin. Kevin and Cody in the ladder match, unification bout for both WWE championships. Maxey's still in. But we had Triple H, Cactus Jack, Rumble 2000. We had Umaga and Cena, Rumble 07, which that one always comes to my mind. Rumble 08, wink wink. Why are you saying wink wink? But Jeff Hardy, Randy Orton, one of my all-time favorite. I'm not gonna say all-time favorite matches, but like childhood matches. Like I think of that match a lot, and the build to that match because they had Jeff Hardy. That in the build of this match, we got the Jeff Hardy Swanton off of the stage, and we had a Jeff Hardy Umaga steel cage match where Jeff, I believe, did the Whisper in the Wind off the top of the cage. He might have did us one time, but pretty sure it's Whisper in the Wind. As that I felt was a foul, but they didn't call it. We had Cena and AJ3, where Cena became the record time World Heavyweight Champion. There's got to be more. Rumble's always an all-time event for WWE title match. Oh! Cena, Brock, and Seth, Rumble 2015, which I'm contemplating if I want to rewatch that event or not. Because I saw a clip on Twitter. Because it's like a This Day in History thing. Which what's crazy is that technically, because the Rumble's February 1st. Technically, we should get like a This Day in History because the Rumble has always been in January, except for this year now. And so, This Day in History was that 2015 Rumble. And it was just like, Daniel Bryan getting eliminated so early was head-scratching to me. I still don't really know why that happened. But the fans were not into that. Like, they were... And it's crazy that, like, The Rock and his sporadic and rare appearances... And it's very much kind of like a free agent card on 2K. To where you can't use this player every game, but we can tell you the certain times when you can. And that was like one of the occasions they were like, this is our use of The Rock this year. Is to get, and they did not care. It did not go over well still. So, and he also spoiled. I guess it kind of made sense for him to spoil that he was going to be there. Kind of also gave away who was going to win, now I think of it. But once Daniel Bryan got eliminated, kind of made it a little bit more obvious. Who is supposed to be our backup small forward right now? Caleb Martin. Go around me. Pumped a little bit too much, but still got the shot on. So I'm trying to think of other good WWE title matches at the Rumble. One thing that bothers me, this is actually a recent bother. I personally think, because I'm not the biggest fan of Cena, Triple H at Mania 22. I personally think that they should have let Edge hold the WWE title till Mania and then have Cena take it off of him again. I know that this is when the fans, started hating Cena and everything, so audience-wise, it probably wouldn't have went over as well. And I know when you do, it's like they were talking about with the All-Star selection this year. And Charles Barkley's like, if I take somebody off my list, if I put somebody on my list, I got to take somebody off. So it's like whole butterfly effect. You go back in time and all that. We wouldn't have got that awesome Edge and Mick Foley street fight if my hypothetical. But just like Edge, I would have potentially risked that and gave Edge a good first WWE title reign instead of it lasting like less than a month. Rumble I'm trying to now go back through. We had a rough stretch, though, because Rumble 09 was Edge and Jeff Hardy, which I don't remember the match, only remember the finish. because this is when Matt Hardy turned on Jeff. I also don't know if that's for the WWE or World title. It's for the World title. Oh my God, I'm about to freaking embarrass myself. I believe that one was for the WWE title. So what would the World title match would have been Cena and JBL, and this is the storyline where Shawn Michaels didn't have any money, so he was working for JBL. Also, confusing as hell because what I just went through. Because Edge the next month at the Elimination Chamber, which was still this pay-per-view is no way out. This is when he lost the WWE title in the opening match and then won the world title in the main event. So that it makes all of this confusing. It also doesn't help that Jeff Hardy won the WWE title in 2008 and then in 2009 won the world title. So it just very much blends in. But and John Cena, same crap. Won the world title in 2008, WWE title in 2009. Letting Embiid get way too many rebounds, but at least Bam's putting up good numbers. Stamina-wise, we're kind of doing all right everywhere. Reached for that way too early. Gave up a dunk. Okay. Like I said, we need to win against teams that are in the play-in area. So now we finally got a shot off like Embiid's been doing all night. 2011, Randy Orton, Miz. I guess I could consider world title matches as well, but that might be a little bit too much for my brain to comprehend at this moment. Because we're getting buckets, but we're just giving them right back. Not even getting buckets now. Did not expect that to happen. Might be over. Especially right. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Okay. We'll take it. We'll take it. Ballsy. If there's any Bret Hart and Razor Ramon, I'm trying to think. I'm not counting the 92 Rumble. Because that's the WWE title, or F title's on the line there. I'm pointing my finger down. Because it went down. $2,000, I said. 2000 is the one that needs to be highlighted. And I did retweet a highlight video of it on X/Twitter the other day. As he puts it up for a dunk. So they call a foul. Brogdon's first. Probably could challenge it. Not going to. It's too late now, obviously. So they didn't call. That was the same thing that just happened on the other side. They didn't call a foul there. All right. I'm glad that this is going to be an excellent shot. Ballsy. But it went in. This is another thing. And this, again, if you're just an NBA fan, I'm going way off of the trajectory of things you all should know. Speaking of the 2015 Rumble. And I'm mainly talking about it because it's on my mind and involves Philly, because that's where that year's Rumble was. ROH, which y'all know how much I love ROH, because I talk about it every week. ROH put together, anytime they were in Philly, they always put together good events and good shows. But that weekend, they put together a all-time great TV taping because this was on the road to the anniversary show. I believe the 13th anniversary to be exact. That's bam! I was asking for him to turn it up. 31-21. He is dominating. That's a different player. I don't really know. Bam, pulling right off the rip. They put together an all-time TV taping. The main things that I remember, there's one episode specifically, because that year's main event for the anniversary show. Oh, hell no, that did not just happen. No way. Oh, my gosh. That's horrendous. I know what you want to talk. Long story short, there's a TV taping from that, or an episode from that TV taping with a great six-man tag of AJ Styles and the Young Bucks versus Ball Don't Lie versus ACH, Matt Sydal, and Cedric Alexander. And that year's anniversary show, the main event was a fatal four-way. And all of the non-champions / challengers for the title on that episode had like singles matches and Jay Briscoe was on commentary for all these matches, and I just love that episode. That episode always stuck out in my mind. And again, it was a TV taping in Philly, and they always did good shows for Philly, the home of Ring of Honor, technically. Now, yes, I leaned off them a little bit too much and paid the price. I expected to catch up a little bit. Bang! There might be a rare instance where I say that, but if it wasn't a green, I wouldn't have said it. It was a momentum needer. Gotta get a stop here. Okay. Big possession here. It is a tied game at the moment. I'm going to calm down. We're going to think this over because it's a tied game. We're down 10, 11 points maybe. I was at least 10, I think 11. Now we're tied. Shout out Juwan Howard because I just saw him. Now, do I put in a defensive lineup? Or do I leave in what we just did well with? Stamina-wise, I think we're going to leave in what we got. Go with the flow. Way too many people over there. I don't even know who's guarding who. Oh! Gets a rebound. I could have gave it to McDaniels, but he wouldn't. All right. I don't know why, but McDaniels had to run like zigzag. He could have ran straight. Got it. I also want to see if this is a block. I think this is just a miss. Just a miss. For the sake of this, does make for a good picture. I get everybody involved. Might be the thumbnail. I doubt that it will be. All right. I'm calling. I was going to call a timeout. Terrible shot. Terrible shot. Terrible shot. Terrible shot. Oh. Not as worse as... I don't know. Terrible shot. That's on me. But maybe the first time in history we got an overtime game. Crazy. This is a good game. This is a good game. And it's also going to be crazy that this episode length is probably going to be the same as the last one. And I said this one ain't going to be that long of an episode, but I shouldn't have went anywhere near that Hornets game. But we also got sidetracked with an injury. We also got enough time to get Bam a triple-double. Not the priority. The priority is to win. So we'll be going to the line. Joel Embiid. I refuse to believe that he has played a whole game and now overtime. That's his first foul. And Bam's got 30. Okay. Don't like that. Don't like that. Okay. Ershon Yabusele made their last bucket and stopped us from making our last bucket. So that's 5. That's 5 on McDaniels. And I don't know who I would bring in. Because I don't know if I trust Paul Reed quite yet. Maxey had a bad first quarter, and he's got 44 freaking points still. I know Bam's not a three-point shooter like that, but I at least wanted to try it once. Terrible, terrible, terrible. That's a foul. That would have went in. I would have been heated, but that should have been a block. Kind of forgot about Vassell. Don't know why he has to dribble so much. Oh! Glad that that went in. We could also get Zaire a triple-double, but the top priority is to win. Which Zaire is slipping around a little bit too much for my liking in overtime. That hurt. He might have 50 by now. 3 away. That was supposed to be a dunk. I know I'm not up near the rim enough. No way. Too many people there to not get the rebound or contest. So Green down by 1. I thought that was going down. I won't lie to y'all. Terrible shot. Might be a transition take, and it is. Didn't make it. You didn't make it. You didn't make it. Should have put Maxey there. I also thought I was McDaniels when I fell, which would have fouled him out. I reached half a second too early. We're getting very close with these. 2 minutes still. That should have went in. Now, I know I left him open. But I didn't want to give an easy, fast break and pay the price terribly. I gotta stop shooting shots there because I can't see the bar. Ooh. Ooh. There's gotta be a mismatch. Where's Bam? We're trying it. Take it. We'll take that. We'll take that. There's not a lot of Pepsi left in my can. Okay. Zaire, we're taking you out. I appreciate you. You've done well. You're sliding around a little bit too much. Not really helping us on defense. If McDaniels fouls out, we probably bring it in Paul Reed. We'll take that. That's 4. Nas Reed. I might have just said Paul Reed. Nas Reed. Which I just realized now that we got 2 Reeds on our roster. I need somebody to go to Maxi. Yes, 50. Not anymore. All right. We're down 3. Thought we were down 2. Bam. Go, go, go. I know you ain't got no stamina. Take it. I wanted him to take that crazy shot because he had no reason to. Could have shot the 3. Could have got Bam to get 3. No way. We just did that. I should have brought in Nas Reed. Oh, my God. I know I shouldn't have called timeout there, but I know I called timeout too early. I called timeout too early. I'm bringing in Nas Reed to get the rebound. I know I didn't have to call a timeout, but I did. All right, now we're calling this last timeout. Who do I trust the most to shoot a 3? I would say Brogdon, pass off to Vassell. If I can't get it to Vassell, I would say Brogdon, pass it to Vassell. I'm still leaving this in because I don't really trust anybody at power forward to get a rebound anyways. And Nasri could still shoot a 3. I would prefer if Bam was passing in, but we'll take what we can get. Crazy. Now, what I said happened, and I was able to do it, but that is not how I drew it up whatsoever, and I'm just glad that it was a green. And here we go. I'm leaning off Jabaseli. If they pass to if Jabaseli passes it in and then gets the ball back. Where is Brogdon this whole play? Not near Maxi. To start, he's not near Maxi. I'm like, there's not even a screen. Like, what? I don't understand that whatsoever. I'm gonna throw it up. It's gonna go in and not count. Hurt, hurt, hurt. Games. These are games that we need to win. Like, being competitive is nice and all, but you got to worry about making the play-in and make it out of the play-in before you even start talking about the playoffs. That's A. B, this is a team that we might be facing in the play-in, you know. You also at least need to get 50. Hurt. Paul Reed, 3 turnovers. All right, 3 blocks. Does that cancel out the 3 turnovers? Maybe. We could be worse. That did hurt, though. Did hurt. We're similar to the All-Star break. We're going to go here. Like I said, I don't think we have anybody involved in this. They do. Jared McCain. Y'all can't see me when I'm flipping him off. Why is Wimby on the bench? Did they not mess with him that much? We ain't got nobody on that side. Shout out Jalen Wells. I'm going to hope Edie's here. Edie should definitely be here. Edie is. We ain't got anybody over there. Now, I would love to be in the 3-point contest, but we ain't got anybody. Normally they have Zon here, but A, Zon's hurt. And B, I wouldn't even, don't think we got anybody there. Do we have anybody here to wrap this out? I don't think so. Nope. Vucevic made it over. Bam. Bam. Use this as freaking... Bro, the Bulls got 2 freaking All-Stars. Bam. Use this as motivation. Come on. All right. That's the end of this. Y'all got a good game out of this. We are getting Zon back, who could have helped us win that game, maybe. Who knows? But let's go ahead and fix this while I'm thinking of it. Zaire, he almost had a triple-double, which is more impressive than not. I should have just let the freaking manually fix. 30. Bro, Nasri is small forward, imagine. McDaniels. We have 2 Williams on the team now. It's 2 Reeds and 2 Reeds and 2 Williams. And a Williams son. 15. We don't have to give Paul Reed any more minutes. 25, 30, 25, 30, 30, 25, 20, 15, 15, 25. All right. So next time around, we will probably be rematching the Sixers and definitely playing Detroit. Might simcast against the Thunder. But we'll see you. I will see you. You know what? We need to... Transactions. A. Heat signed Evan Fournier. I believe it's playing internationally. I don't think we got anybody here. Shout out Santi. Oh, we got Nas Reed. He won it last year, so I would probably veto it and give it to somebody else because he probably shouldn't get it this year. Standings. This is what matters the most. Okay. We need to win 3 in a row. And like I said, that last game, if we would have won, we would be 23. So we would be 1 up on them. Right now, we got the same record. We got to win 3. Aim for 3. And we play Philly in one of these. Shout out to Detroit. They are in the playoffs. Not even having to worry about the play-in. We got a long way to go. See a lot of East teams in our way. So I do appreciate y'all for watching this one. Please leave a like, comment, and subscribe. Y'all got an extra bit of basketball at that OT. I do appreciate y'all again. And I'll see you in the next one because I'm out for now. Goodbye.